Imagine a place so beautiful that ancient travelers believed it was built by gods, not humans. A place where waterfalls flowed from the sky, trees grew above the clouds, and an entire mountain of green floated in the middle of a desert. They called it the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. But here's the part no one expects. Historians still don't know if this wonder ever truly existed. No ruins, no proof, just whispers, legends, and a mystery that has confused the world for 2,000 years. Today, we'll uncover the truth behind the wonder that might have been nothing more than a beautiful lie. Welcome to the Lost Chapters. For centuries, people described the Hanging Gardens as if they had seen them with their own eyes. Yet no explorer, no king, and no archaeologist ever recorded where they really stood. This mystery becomes even stranger when you realize that the gardens were supposedly one of the greatest wonders ever built. How can something so famous leave behind no trace at all? The moment you start asking this question, the entire story begins to fall apart. According to the traditional story, the gardens were built by the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar II for his homesick wife, Amytis. She missed her green mountain homeland, so the king built her a living mountain right in the middle of the desert. This wasn't just a gift. It was a masterpiece of love, power, and engineering. But as you dig deeper into the records, you notice something strange. Nebuchadnezzar wrote about almost every project he built, except the gardens. Ancient writers described the gardens as a giant staircase reaching toward the sky, with enormous trees planted on stone terraces. Vines hung over the edges, water poured down from the highest terrace, and sunlight reflected off the wet stones. It was so unbelievable that many thought it looked like a mountain suspended in the air. But the moment you read these descriptions, another massive question appears. How did they keep such a structure alive in the burning desert heat? To support a man-made mountain filled with trees and waterfalls, the builders would have needed an advanced water lifting system that didn't exist anywhere else at the time. Some sources claim the Babylonians invented an early version of the Archimedean screw, a spiral machine that lifted water from the river all the way to the highest terraces. But there's a problem. No one has ever found this machine, or anything like it, in Babylon. It's as if the technology appeared only for the gardens, and then disappeared forever. And here comes the biggest red flag. Archaeologists have been digging in Babylon for more than a century. They found palaces, temples, walls, roads, everything Nebuchadnezzar built, except the one structure he would have bragged about the most. Not a single brick, not a foundation, not a water system. If the most beautiful place on earth really existed here, why is there nothing left? This unanswered question pushes historians toward a shocking possibility. Some researchers now believe the Hanging Gardens were never in Babylon at all. They think the gardens belonged to the Assyrian king Sennacherib in the city of Nineveh, nearly 300 miles away. And here's where things get unbelievable. Sennacherib left extremely detailed records describing a massive palace garden with canals, machinery, artificial mountains, and a water lifting device far more advanced than anything in Babylon. It matches everything ancient writers said, except the location. But there's another possibility. The gardens did exist in Babylon, but were destroyed so completely that time erased every sign of them. The city was attacked, burned, flooded, rebuilt, and swallowed by shifting earth over thousands of years. The gardens, made partly of mud brick and wood, could have collapsed long before archaeologists ever arrived. A wonder that reached for the heavens, crushed by time and silence. So what's the truth? Were the gardens real, hidden in Nineveh? Were they destroyed in Babylon? Or were they nothing more than ancient storytelling? A dream so powerful that it became history, even without evidence. The truth is still lost. But maybe that's why the Hanging Gardens remain unforgettable. A wonder that survives not because it was seen, but because people wanted it to be real. A mystery so beautiful that it refuses to die. If you love uncovering hidden stories, forgotten empires, and mysteries that still confuse historians, subscribe to the Lost Chapters. Because the world is full of secrets. And this was just one of them.